That was fun.
Hi, everyone. I think we should be live. If you think we are live, then go ahead and let us know. That would be really, really handy. There are several chats here, and I'll be looking at those. Okay. Well, Chris, I'm Jim, and
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour, usually.
But now we are over on our other channel called Learn Google Photos. This should be showing up both on YouTube and in Facebook in the Learn Google Photos domains. Let's see if I'm going to take a look on Facebook and see if it looks like we're there.
So if you have any questions, I see the comments here on the YouTube channel, so that's good. You have to do something special when you go for comments on Facebook. So I can't really see any from Facebook yet, but this is the first time there, and it's on a private, we only put it out there on our private group. Learn Google Photos is a private group. Anybody can join. All you need to do is answer one question, and that's what kind of phone do you have? And if you answer that question, then you'll be allowed in. If you don't answer that question, we figure it's just frivolous and you don't belong there. So, all right.
And
so, Chris, what are we doing today? Do you have a...
This is just an open Q&A. So anybody showing up, we'll answer whatever questions show up, and when we run out of questions or when an hour comes, whichever comes first, we'll stop.
Okay.
I did receive a few questions, previously. So we have some filler.
Yeah. Richard's here, and
Hi,
Robin and June and Olive Cousin. So that would be Bill and Karen and Warren Wilson. Cool. Good to see you all. Thanks for stopping by. It is just, something fun.
And on Facebook, it still says going live soon.
Okay. Broadcaster only.
So I see you put up a comment from Richard Clarkson. Wish Google Photos wasn't stopping the free photos unlimited. Yeah, you and me both. I meant to do that. I meant to search through the digital copy of my book and see how many times I mention free unlimited storage. I'm sure it's plenty. Actually, maybe I did read just the very basic introduction, and I don't mention it until I get to the first questions. And the very first question that I put in the book, frequently asked questions. Number 1, is Google Photos really free? And I answer, yes. Not so much anymore. The apps are all free, and the cloud storage for your photos and videos is unlimited and free as long as you choose the setting called high quality. If you choose original size, then your photos count against the 15 gigabytes of free storage that Google accounts have. Extra storage is $2 a month for 100 gigabytes. So what is changing? First, realize that the free unlimited was always only for high quality photos. The announcement is that come June 1, 2021, even high quality photos that are uploaded after that date will be subject to your, will count against your 15 gigabyte allotment. But so, that is huge. The free unlimited storage was a giant using point. Sale is the benefit of Google Photos over anything else. But, and so that's a drag. It's a real drag. But for most of us using Google Photos now, It's not that big a deal. Everything we upload in high quality now and between now and next June are free, unlimited. So the decision that I make for my account is I'm going to make sure that anything I have ever wanted to upload to Google Photos, I do it now. I do it before next June. Secondly, it does make you wonder what's going to happen next. So it's always been the case that you shouldn't have your photos in just one place. So I have always downloaded my best photos into a hard drive, a local hard drive, and I will absolutely continue doing that.
There are a couple of questions here. You want to take them?
Sure. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Bob wants to know, is there any way to force Google Photos to do facial recognition?
Two things. So let me show. There is a setting. I'm showing on my iPad here, Jim.
Okay, but we have another screen in front of it somehow.
Let's see. Right. Okay, that's just so that I would be looking up at that camera.
There you go.
Okay.
So it's just a window. It's just a window in your main screen. There you go. Much better.
Oh, God. That's a horrible picture of 3 years ago. Let me see if I can cover that up. Okay. So for face recognition, number one, you need to look at your settings. So you just tap on your account button in the upper right and then Photos Settings. And it is... you should see a setting called Group Similar Faces. Group Similar Faces, you need to make sure that is on. So if that is off, it will not do the face recognition. And if you are in a country other than the US, or there's a few others, face recognition is not available in all countries. So if those things are true, I know that Bob Whitehofer is in this country, so that one doesn't affect, and you probably have that setting turned on. After that, the issue is, so if you're saying that you have photos of people, but that you've taken some pictures recently and those faces have not been showing up, there is no force command. But I have found that just the more pictures you take, the more activity there is, that makes Google Photos notice those pictures, and they will start showing up. And it sometimes takes a while. The only other thing possible is to turn off that setting, force it to stop noticing faces, and wait a bit, and then turn it back on again. So that's kind of a kicking it. But when you turn it off, all the faces that you do have go away. So that can be a little scary.
June asks, what's the best way to crop individual faces out of group photos on computer? She needs that for genealogy.
Okay, so you just want individual faces. You think that's right? So let me go to my Google Photos on the computer and put it up there. Okay, so I'm in my Google Photos here, and I need to find, if I understand her question right, I need to find a picture that has multiple faces in it. Well, here, we'll take this one that has both Jim and me in it. And what she wants is two pictures, one of Chris's face and one of Jim's face. Can she just confirm, say, yes, that's what she's talking about or not? How I would do that is I would go into Edit. I would crop, And I'll crop to Jim's face first. And done. But now instead of saving, or instead of just saying done here, I need to save copy. So that's under the 3 dots. Oops. That's under the 3 dots, save copy. Then I can undo the edits, go back to this picture and undo the edits. And now I'm back to the 2 people and crop again, just going to Chris's face and done. And if I save copy this time, now I'm going to end up with 3 photos. One of Jim, one of me, and the original one of the 2 of us. So,
cool.
There we go. And I don't see the original one because I left it cropped. Well, must be that one. So you have to go in and edit and undo edits. There we go. And done. All right. So I hope that answered your question.
Good deal. Let's see. Where were we? Wanted to know if there's any updates to closing of the free storage. It says I have 4 years with nothing to worry about buying more. How about that?
Yeah. You should still just take it as a wake-up call. That's all. That's what I think. I think you should take it as a wake-up call that changes always, are possible. So therefore, make sure to have your photos in a second cloud and at least your best photos on your hard drive.
Okay, so there's a place to check, right? How do you check to see how many gigabytes you're using?
Okay.
Are you going to use?
Yeah. Oh, that you're going to use. Now that's a different the place where you go, click on your little account button. Are you still seeing my screen?
Let me get there.
Okay.
Yeah, I see your computer screen.
Okay. So you click on your account button and click manage your Google account. And that takes you to the general website, myaccount.google.com. And I have been paying for accounts for storage for a while now. So that makes me a Google One member. And right here, account storage. And if you scroll down a little bit, it tells me that I have used 45 gigabytes of the 102, which is what I'm paying for.
So Richard wants to know, are the rates in that same area where you can find out about the rates?
Yes. You click on storage over here. There we go. That's what I was looking for, is the detailed. So that's in the menu at the left. It says storage. And it tells me that my Google Drive is using 7 gigabytes, my Gmail is using 8, and my Google Photos is using 7. And then I share this with Jim, so family storage, he's using 22 gigabytes. If you click on Get More Storage, that's where it tells you the pricing. I am already at the 100 gigabytes, so I am paying $2 a month. We together, right. I am paying $2 a month, and I am sharing my 100 gigabytes with you in your separate account. Now, if I needed more, 200 is $2.99 a month. So that's great. It makes a big jump here, and I think that would make some people happy if they had something in between 200 and 2 terabytes, something in between $3 a month and $10 a month.
Yeah, just 1 terabyte would be great.
Yeah, 1 terabyte for $5 a month would be awesome.
All right. So here's a dissatisfied customer right here.
Okay.
Chuck, some corporations don't recognize what makes loyal customers, and that's a big argument here. Google has really kind of put themselves in a situation where they basically told us, even though I haven't been able to find it in writing from Google, that it will be free forever, but it was kind of assumed. So we're stuck here, and we don't really want to be Google apologists here. We're just, we are Google fans. Don't get us wrong. That's really what got us here, is a lot of the Google stuff. So, we are trying to put a positive spin on it, and I think that it probably will be a good thing going forward. What do you think, Chris?
Well, I would call it a practical spin. There's no other system that I know of. And I do know I use Amazon Photos. I use OneDrive Photos. We use Dropbox Photos for a long time. I have a Flickr account, I do use them all, but there's really nothing like the way that Google makes all of your photos together, accessible, searchable, and everything will still be free for quite some time. So I'm just saying that it's a practical spin on it. I agree that it sucks that they're taking away our free unlimited. Nobody told others about the free unlimited storage of Google Photos more than I did. So it does reflect on me. But I'm going to keep using them. And I kind of hope, my real world take on it is that the world keeps changing so fast. And Google has learned that they have to let go. They have to let go. People were talk about being upset. People who devoted hours to Google Plus, hours every day to Google Plus, and then Google Plus is gone. But maybe Google saw the huge problems with social media. Look what Facebook is going through now. And so they were willing to let it go, even though they knew there'd be a lot of unhappy people. I'm going to keep using Google Photos, but I won't. If it ever disappeared, I would still have the basics that I need of my photos.
Richard says 15 gigs doesn't sound much for photos. I think it doesn't sound much for videos. It is quite a bit for photos, though.
What did I calculated just very roughly? Oh, I know. I used Takeout, which is the Google system to download all your photos, on a sample set of photos that I have a sample account. And there were 10,000 photos, took 12 gigabytes. Yeah, 12 gigabytes. So yeah, if you take photos like I do, 15 gigabytes isn't much. I've calculated that it's depending on how many videos are in your collection, it's somewhere between, for 1,000 photos and videos, it's somewhere between 1 gigabyte and 3 gigabytes per 1,000.
Okay. Where'd I go?
What else?
Okay. Why do I get messages from Microsoft OneDrive saying it is nearly full? Are there photos in OneDrive that could not be synced in high quality? Marty.
Well, that OneDrive does not offer free, OneDrive. Well, let me go there. OneDrive is Microsoft. So if you have the OneDrive app on your phone, which I recommend, and it is uploading your pictures from your phone to OneDrive, that's not free. And there is no high quality designation. The Microsoft OneDrive uploads your original quality photos. and you have to pay for it. I don't hear you, Jim.
Sorry, I just came back.
Okay.
When I started Google Photos, I was naive and chose original. What's the process for changing original size to high quality now?
Okay. That's pretty easy. Let me go to a sample account because so if I go to Photos and I didn't type it right, photos.google.com, and I sign in with my test account, there's a button called Recover Storage. So it's quite easy to do. Alice Apple 25 at gmail.com. And oh, geez. Okay. Where's my phone? So this is showing how hard it is for anybody to get into your Google Photos account, right? They need to have your phone as well.
Two-factor authentication is very important. It's one of the things we talked about in what, episode 201?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you go to settings and, oh, well, she doesn't have any today. This says high quality. If it had been original, then you would have another little button right here that says recover storage. And you click that and it would retroactively compress all of your past photos. Now, if you are a Google One subscriber like I am, then watch this. I go to my settings and instead of recover storage, it says manage subscription. And I have it at original right now. I go back and forth just to play with it, just to learn. But if I now click on high quality, it will offer switch to high quality and compress, recover 7 gigabytes of Google account storage by switching now. So yes, I would highly recommend that people check and make sure that all of their current photos are high quality. Then you have until next June for everything to be free. Okay. What else? Throw them at me. You're not. There we go.
Please demonstrate Takeout to download everything. We can certainly show you how to start Takeout. It's very easy. The issue is once you get that Takeout finished and it all gets downloaded onto your computer, what do you do then? That's what I'm going to be putting together some.
Yeah, we're going to use his account to do that, but I can show you. I can show you the basics.
Yeah.
So
it's real easy to start.
Let me see. It's still a part of your Google account. So in your Google account, I'm just wondering if I can find it directly. All right. I guess it's in my dashboard. Google dashboard. And yeah, it's in my Google dashboard. See and manage the data in your Google account. First of all, your dashboard shows you everything. I only have 60,000 conversations in my Gmail account. Yikes. And it tells me that I have 144,000 photos. They lie, they don't count very well. But so if you want to download your data, you click right here, and that takes you to takeout.google.com if you look up in the address. So takeout.google.com. And this is the procedure for getting all of your data out of Google. So look at all these. If you just want your Google Photos, you deselect all here. So this is step 1, select data to include. Deselect all so that you can go to Photos and select it. And then all photo albums included, you click there. And it's working on it. Oh, no, and then all the way down at the bottom then. So these are all the photo albums. And I have thousands of photo albums too. But if you did want to just select a few albums, you can deselect here as well. If you can deselect all albums and then you can select just the ones you want. But if you want everything, you just leave it and you click OK. And then you scroll all the way down to the bottom and next step. And then you have some more options here. Do you want them emailed to you? Do you want them in zip files? If you leave this alone, you get zip files of 2 gigabytes each. If in my case, that would give me about 150 zip files. So I might want to make it 10 gigabytes each just so I have a few less of them. You can also say, do this every 2 months so that I make sure I have everything, and you create export. Now, this is something experimental that I was doing here. And it's in progress. Export in progress. Google is creating a copy of files from Google Photos. This process can take a long time. In my case, it takes at least 1 day, if not 2. I will receive an email when the export is done. When you receive the email, you get a link of something you can download. And I have a copy on my hard drive. So here is the problem. This is what the download looks like, where pictures and Maryland takeout. So this is a takeout I did on another account, and it's a zip file. So you'd have to unzip it. And when you do, you get all of these folders, a folder for every album. And these are albums that were behind the scenes. So anyway, you have all your photos. I mean, they are there, but it's a lot of work to find what you're looking for.
Yeah, it can be a real mess, but they're there. And I'm going to try and figure out some better ways of doing that. Chuck had a question here. How do you move photos from one album to another?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So my system, I make an album for every month. So here's my October album of photos. If this photo, and Chuck should recognize these, not that he was there, but it's a road trek rally. And let's say I want this photo in another album, in a Florida album or something. I open the photo, click the 3 dots, and add to album. And I just pick the other album I want it in. So a 4 Geeks. Now this picture is in both albums. So if I only want it in the 4 Geeks, then I would remove from this album. Okay.
If you want want to back up to OneDrive as we do, both the Google Photos and OneDrive, or maybe now Google Drive, you don't back up to Google Drive at the same time.
No, unless you're using the backup and sync on your computer. You know, that is backing up to Google Drive. You cannot any longer copy from Google Photos to Google Drive. That's something that went away last year. And there is no Google way to copy from Google Photos to OneDrive. What I do, what I think you're referring to, is I have the OneDrive app on my phone. So whenever I take a picture on my phone, it's getting copied up to my Google Photos cloud and to my OneDrive cloud. So I take a photo, it's automatically backing up to 2 clouds.
So Richard says, isn't OneDrive the same as Google Drive? Google Drive doesn't give you as much room for storage without buying more storage. So this kind of, there is a lot of questions about the difference between Google Drive and OneDrive and Google Photos. So,
well, wait a second. I mean, there might be some problem in terminology here.
Right, exactly.
You can say something like
Google Drive is Google. OneDrive is Microsoft. So they're completely different clouds. You know, if you're talking about how they work, they're similar, but they're completely different cloud storage services. OneDrive is Microsoft. I'll bet you the confusion is that there's something called one.google.com.
Google One.
Google One, right. That is their membership system, kind of like Amazon Prime.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Got that. Shared folder. Move it to a business account. Is there a way to...
A shared folder in my personal account that I want to move to a business account? Yeah, I think I understand. You can share one, not a folder. Okay, maybe I don't. If you mean a shared album, then I can tell you how to do it. If you really mean a no, you mean an album, right? Yeah, he means an album. So if it's in Google Photos, it's an album, and you share it with the other account, the business account, and then the business account has to save it. So let me see. Let me show my screen here and find a shared album. So sharing, and let's see. I mean, here is an album that is not my photos at all. Somebody shared this album with me. But if I say, let's do this one, vegetable gardening. I don't remember. This was Pam Scrimshire. Okay. So, hey, Pam. So Pam shared her photos with me. If I want these photos in my library, all I have to do is click this little cloud with the down arrow on it. And all photos in this album will be saved to my account. I'll go ahead and do it. So they are saved. Now, where are they? They are in my library according to the date they were taken. And who knows? I have no idea when I would have to go into her album, look at each photo, see when it was taken to find them. But I can ask Google Photos to show me my photos by the most recently added. And that should, oops, what did I do? Here, the easiest way is to go click on search and recently added. And there, because I just added her photos to my account, there they are. And I can select them and I can make my own album of Pam's garden.
Okay. Where this is a little confusing. Can you show getting into edit again? June didn't see it. Now this goes back a ways, so maybe it's just editing on the computer.
Yeah, I think she's talking about where I took the picture of you and me and I broke it up into you, me, and us. Yeah. So that was the key there is cropping and saving a copy. So let me go back. So this photo, the way you edit, it's this button right here. It's the one with the lines and the dashes. It's supposed to look like adjustment sliders. You click edit, then you click crop, and you crop to the one person. And then you save a copy. So that was, and then you have to undo the edits to get back to the two of you.
On the amounts of account totals, it showed photos and data as the 15 gig just for photos. You don't see the photos, do you?
Okay, no, I think what they're talking about is you have 15 gigabytes from Google. It's shared between or among, it's shared among three things. Gmail, let me go here, and storage. The 15 gigabytes is shared between Google Drive, Gmail, and Google Photos. So it's the 15 gigabytes is not just for photos, but okay. You have up to 15 gigabytes for your photos if you're not using any of it for Drive or Gmail.
All right, we did that. Oh, Mike says Pixel owners have their limits. Yeah, I have a Pixel 4 XL, and it will be grandfathered in. So the way I got it from Google, it means I don't have to pay for that additional storage as long as I keep this. However, after June 1st next year, it will, any new Pixels phones will start counting against that 15 gigabyte thing. So they'll be just like everybody else. But as long as we have our current Pixel phones, we still have a grandfathered in exempt, right?
Right. It's just with one clarification. It's not just when you buy it, the phone, it's what the model is. So I think even if you buy a Pixel 4 after next June, it still has the free high quality storage. But assuming that after next June, the Pixel 6 comes out, it will not have that free benefit.
Okay.
That's the way I understand it. And yeah, I will put that in writing. When I do, you will find it. That is the next article I do need to write is all the details of this new announcement. And it will be at learngoogle.photos.com down in the blog. So the most recent article I wrote was about Snapseed, and my next one will be about the announcement.
Okay. So here we'll get to this question, I think, maybe. Putting Google Photos to an external hard drive. How do I transfer them to an external hard drive? You can do it, directly, basically, right?
Yeah. Well, if I select, so I'm just on my computer and I'm selecting just a few pictures. Actually, let me select just one to start with, because so I just click the X up here. So I just select this picture and I want to download it to my external hard drive. You click the 3 dots, download, and find your hard drive. My Seagate and Chris, whatever, and save. Okay. Now, if I go to my hard drive, the JPEG file will be there. Now, if I select a bunch of files, a bunch of pictures, so I click on the first one and I shift click on the last one, I now have 11 selected. Same process, 3 dots and download. And actually, I do have a video on this one, Jim. Do we want to, or? And I go to, this is my Seagate and the Chris. But notice what it's going to do. It's going to create a zip file. And so now when I go to my hard drive, and Chris, and we see a photos.zip, then I would have to extract all to get the photos out of it. Now you can do that. You can do that just by selecting files up to 500 pictures. If you put them in an album, you can do up to 20,000. So that's the way to download all your photos from Google Photos to an external hard drive, is select them, up to 20,000, put them in an album, and then open the album, click the 3 dots, download, and it will download them to wherever you tell it to, and it will be a zip file.
That's a great tip.
And I will be doing a video on that.
Okay, how do you set up your phone to back up to OneDrive at the same time as it does to Google Drive? Well, you do that in your OneDrive app.
Right. So go to my, let me get it showing here. Right, where's there we go. So you see my phone, and under my Microsoft group, it's an app. It's the Microsoft OneDrive app. And it has a setting. The settings are under the Me. I tap Me and Settings and Camera Upload. Uh-oh. Well, thank you for asking this question. I don't know when it got turned off. It should absolutely be on. So Camera Upload, and you tell it which account, what's your Microsoft account. And now your photos, and it has this weird view as it's doing the uploading. They start kind of spinning around, but these are the photos that are on my phone, and they are being uploaded. Now, recent photos. They are being uploaded to my Microsoft account. And then the way OneDrive works, I can, if I want, and we did an episode on this. One of our Sunday YouTube shows is about OneDrive. So how would you find that? I'm going to our website. So you go to geeksontour.com and YouTube show. And the archives of every show we've ever done is in here with a description. So if I want to find anything about OneDrive, I would do a Control F for find and OneDrive. There we go. Episode number 171 on July 2019. Back up your photos to 2 cloud services. And you just click the link. You can watch the video, and if you are a premium member, after you log in, you get the written notes. Okay.
Very cool. All right, where did I leave off?
We're getting some good questions here.
Yeah, getting a lot of good questions.
Yeah.
When I select edit, I only get light, color, pop. Why don't I see things like crop? You have to know what to look for.
Light, color, and pop. Okay, so you're on an Android, and you are seeing the editing tools that are only a couple of weeks old. The editing tools on the Android, but crop is absolutely there. And we have a video on it. It is video, but it's kind of a long one, so we don't want to show it, but let me see. It is video number 655. Video number 655 is the new editor, and also on the Learn Google Photos website, new editor for Google Photos Android. So it explains about it, plus gives you the videos. But meanwhile, you're here and I'm here. So let me show you where crop is. And all right, so this is my Samsung phone, Android. And I go to my Google Photos. And I'm showing my photos, and yeah, pretty trees. See, there's a little squirrel right there, and I want to crop to him. The edit tool is the second one with the lines and the sliders, like adjustment sliders. And then you're going to see 2 lines of tools. All right. So you say enhance, warm, and cool. That is just the suggestions, though. If you scroll over, you see you have suggestions, crop, adjust, filters, and more. And for each item on the bottom row that you select, then all the options are on the top row. So there's crop, and I can just crop in to see that little squirrel. And then I can go and do other things. So now I want to go back to the suggestions and do an enhance. Didn't that brighten him up and look better? And if there's anything else I want to do, like maybe a vignette, I can go all the way over to more, or typing. Let's go into markup and add some text. Squirrel. Oops. Squirrel. All right. And I can move that over there. And done. And I'll save a copy. So there's lots more options there to know, but that's the basics. The main issue is that the new editing tools are horizontal rather than vertical. So you have to know to just swipe over to see the different choices. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, Bill has something there for everybody. Will this YouTube have the transcript available after the show closes? Maybe the show from a previous show. Closed captioning with the timestamp is handy too. This is recorded on YouTube, so the YouTube recording should have all of the tools available to you from our regular regular tools too. So that should work, right?
But I'm not going to do show notes on this. This isn't one of our regular shows.
No.
And by the way, we did decide we will do this once a month. Once a month, just have this open questions.
Third Monday of the month is what Chris has decided that I have to do. So, and this is the first one, and we're see how it goes. Google is Warren says Google has offered data and other incentives when selling items. Nothing is written in stone. Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. Let's see. Yeah, June says she can't see things too small on the phone. You need a bigger phone, June. You want those big things that fold open. They're only too much money.
Well,
is crop available in Windows? Yes, absolutely. Crop is available.
Yes.
And Chris, I think, just showed you there.
Everything that I did there, except for the squirrel, the text is just available on the Android editing. Okay. Other than that, everything is available on the computer editing as well.
Well, cool. I expect we didn't get a whole lot of views over there on Facebook, but somebody did get in there and was able to comment. So Yay! I'm so excited. Somebody, Facebook user, is trying to simply move a picture from my iPhone, Google Photos, to my cloud account. Just one at a time because I have a ton of silly pictures. Doesn't know why it's so complicated.
All right. Can you leave that up there? Because, that wasn't.
Oh, you don't see that? Okay.
No, I do. Oh, yeah. Only when it's up do I see it. So I'm trying to simply move a picture from my iPhone Google Photos to my cloud. I have a feeling that she must mean iCloud. Well, iCloud is Apple's cloud storage service. Google Photos is Google's cloud storage service. And if you have iCloud turned on, then it's getting all of the pictures. Okay, so she says she just wants one at a time. I don't know that there is any way to do that. I mean, iCloud is an all or nothing kind of thing. Now, if that is the phone that took the pictures. Now, if you're saying you have a ton of pictures in your Google account that weren't even taken by that iPhone, then all you have to do is download from, okay, so let me show my iPhone here.
All right.
And let me get that out of the way. Okay, so let me go back, April 2014. You know that this photo was not taken by this phone. If I want this photo to go to my Apple iCloud, I would have to make sure that iCloud Photos was turned on this phone. That's step one. And that's in your settings. In your settings and iCloud and Photos. That needs to be on. So if that is on, it means every photo on this phone will get uploaded to your iCloud Photos. Okay. So here's a photo that only exists in my Google Cloud. All I have to do is tap the three dots and download. That is now saved to the camera roll of this phone. Now iCloud will get it. All right. Looks like more stuff is coming in. Okay. So if that's her question. Now, if all the photos that she's taking with that phone, she only wants to upload onesie twosies to iCloud, I don't think that's possible.
I think it's John was his name that was asking that question. Yeah, we're confusing with June, I think. And,
okay.
And she's not seeing crop on her computer. Are you sure you're in Google Photos? I don't.
That's a good. I'll show that again. I'll go to my Google Photos. I think I closed it, so I have to go back. And photos. I did it on the computer, didn't I? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
So good point, Jim. You do have to make sure to follow my instructions. You have to be in Google Photos. You should see the words Google Photos in the upper left. And now I open a photo. That's step one. You have to have just that one photo on the screen. Then the edit button is this bars and sliders. The second button in the top right, you click that. And then it's the third button over that is crop. Crop and rotate. Now you get these buttons. I know how to make this a better picture.
Hey, hey. I don't think so.
There we go. That's good. Okay.
So, all right. Well, I think I got to the bottom of those questions. Do you want to
Perfect.
grab some of the other ones?
There were a couple that came in previously.
Did I miss some?
Oh, no, I mean that I wrote in the notes that came in before we started.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So,
that I wrote
okay. Here, how about this one? Just read that Google Photos no longer have unlimited storage, but does that affect over my over 20,000 photos I pay monthly for to store in the account?
Okay. Yeah. So this is somebody that says she is paying Google for storage now. If you're paying for storage now, then you're not taking advantage of the free unlimited, and therefore nothing will change for you in June. That's
How can I get support for a photo book order problem?
that's you need to find the email that you got confirming your order, and you will see a contact us link in there. And you have to jump through a couple of hoops. You have to fill out a form, but then they do get back to you.
All right. Where do you find Explore Map in Google Photos?
All right. I need to show my phone because the map does not exist on the computer version. The map is a phone, either iPhone or Android, but it's a phone app feature. So you open up Google Photos and you make sure that you're out at your main photos here. And then it's on the search button, the middle one. Search. And there is the Explore map, just the coolest thing ever. I really like the map Explorer. Everywhere where you see colors is where there are photos. That looks like Cozumel, huh? Yep. Great dive resort in Cozumel. So when you tap on a color up in the top map, then the photos that are taken in that spot show up at the bottom. Map on the top, photos on the bottom, and you can change how much of the screen they each take up.
All right. While you're in there on Photos, oh no, that's on photos.google.com. So that would be on a computer. I open a photo and do not see the lens button.
No, that's another feature that does not exist on the computer version. So lens, you want to show the video on that one, Jim? That was one that I had queued
what's
up.
that number?
L-E-N-S.
47. I got it.
Okay.
647.
647. Yeah, it's a short one.
Hello and welcome to episode number 184 of What Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us geeks on tour. Today's beginner's lesson is what is Google Lens and how do I use it? But first, we have a quick start tip. What do you have there, Chris?
This is a tip on Google Lens. We're going to have lots more, but I was just wanting to start off right away. You can use Google Lens to identify a product in a photo and even find a link to buy it. So for example, if you take a photo, which I did, of this blue snowball microphone, you open it up in Google Photos. That's a key. And there is this third button over is the Lens button. Tap that and Lens tells you what it is that you're looking at. Let me show you on my phone. This happens to be my Samsung, but because it's Google Photos, it works the same on an iPhone. So go to Google Photos, find a picture of a product or take a picture of a product. So here is that snowball microphone, and there is the Lens button. Just tap it, and you'll see all these dots. It's analyzing the photo, and it sees that it is a blue snowball USB microphone. Now these images don't have any links to them, so I'll scroll down and see if I find any more, and I can buy it from Best Buy or Amazon or eBay.
All right.
Yeah, Lens is absolutely one of the coolest features of Google Photos, but it is not available on the computer version of Google Photos.
All right. Well, we've got over an hour now. Did you want to? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool. Nope, that's it.
Let's. We had a few more questions there. Let's see. How to remove grid back for searching.
Oh, yeah, I read that one coming in, and I'm not sure what she's talking about, but I think maybe. So let me show my phone, and that's here. Okay. So I think what Karen is talking about there is that here she is on search, and now how do you get back to your grid of photos? You know, that's sharing. This is searching. It's down here. So these three are the three major areas of Google Photos. Your photos are here. And that's where you have your grid that you can pinch to be small or reverse pinch to get bigger. And then back, I'm having to tap this back button a lot, but I think what she was talking about is photos versus search versus library. Search, photos. So that's that one.
Lot of albums, like many others, I'd like to put them in a hierarchical structure, such as folders on my computer. Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, and he says, what are the odds of Google ever giving us those options? I think there's slim and none, because the whole idea of Google is making it searchable. And the only way to do that is have them all in one big pile. It's a lot harder to search through folders and folders within folders and folders within folders. So, but my recommendation, the only way to do it that I know of is to come up with a naming convention so that, like I name mine 2020 dash and then 11 for the month. And if I search for 2020, I'll see all of the albums that start with 2020. And then when I type 11, I will only see the ones. So you can do it with a naming conventions, but I do not expect there to ever be a hierarchical structure. If you really, really need that, I would use OneDrive or Dropbox for my cloud storage.
Okay, very cool. Let's see. Well, I think that's probably enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming and post. And thank much. It's your membership fees that allows us to afford to do this. And since you are members, if you have any other questions, you know that you can ask them in the Q&A page on our geeksontour.com website. Meanwhile, we'll be back here next month.
Yeah.
And keep a watch on the articles at learngoogle.photos.com.
And thanks for stopping by, and thanks again to our premium members. You are who make this possible. I'm going to stop this broadcast now and have a glass of wine and see how it came out. Be well, be safe, wash your hands, wear your masks. We love you.